Just because Los Angeles looks like the third world doesn't mean it isn't still in America, living under President Trump's roof. As suspected ICE raids begin all across Los Angeles.
Over the Home Depot out here off of Wilshire Boulevard. Just moments ago, officers from ICE were out here.
Where some of them were joint operations, including the Feds and the DEA.
In LA, there is reporting that these are ICE raids being carried out right near a clothing store.
But just like in Minneapolis, Reddit started summoning local residents, even posting images and addresses of where the agents were staging their raids. So while left-wing Twitch is under the microscope for allowing open support of terror, I can't imagine Reddit won't see a similar fate in the future. As a Citizen app shows us, the Feds moving in to another location in downtown LA. What started as a small response from anybody nearby prompted a much larger mob with everybody rushing in with their cameras. As this isn't so much about stopping the raids, but getting their social media moment.
Get all the ICE agents without their face masks on. Look at this black devil.
Don't touch it!
Hey, don't touch our people!
Don't touch it! ¿Cómo te pides, compa?
You're not welcome here in this neighborhood!
So no wonder the Feds came in well equipped. Now there were rumors that the business owner blocked in the Feds, but at the very least, the mob blocked them in.
I think they're just trying to get the rest of the agents out. This is mostly FBI at this point. So now it's just a matter of the remainder of the investigators and agents to leave the location.
So, Carlos, you mentioned ATF agents, but you also said Homeland Security. We saw ICE agents, you said, but they have mostly focused on just the one building ambiance, correct? And now as they leave, we're starting to see more tear gas and it looks like fireworks. So the crowd is continuing to engage with the officers who are very methodically starting to leave the area.
And after making arrests, they finally drove off, but one guy got run over.
Here we are, we're in the middle of the street here. You can see one person trying to stand right in front of this SUV here, but it's just such a dangerous situation here. And it's really not going to do him any good to be standing there and possibly get ran over by agents. So here they are, they're on 9th Street now. The crowd is running alongside with these vehicles. And I pretty much guarantee that this SUV is not going to stop. Someone's like,
wow.
All right, let me widen out here. Okay.
Then moved aside and then immediately took off. And we watched these agents almost as if it was a chase. They got together in the caravan and we watched as those agencies or those three vans went to the Roybal federal building where they took the people that they had detained.
That was 100% his fault, as the van gave him every opportunity to get out of their way, but that so-called protester forgot they weren't dealing with these soft-on-crime, castrated local coppers. These were feds, as the citizens were super upset at the LAPD assisting in crowd control.
Why are you collaborating with ICE? Why are you collaborating with ICE?
So the Los Angeles police chief put out a statement saying, "We will not assist or participate in any of the mass portations," which makes sense since they work for Mayor Karen Bass, who also said she is deeply angered by this, as these tactics sow terror in our communities, using your tax dollars to put her office in close coordination with immigrant rights organizations.
We are going to fight for all Angelenos, regardless of when they got here, whether they have papers or not. We are a city of immigrants, and this impacts hundreds of thousands of Angelenos.
She just said the quiet part loud, as a conservative estimate of undocumented in Los Angeles is over 800,000. So no wonder she's gonna cater to that specific community, as more businesses and citizens, just like myself, are leaving Los Angeles. So of course she's gonna support them, as their long-term goal was always to grant them amnesty. So sadly, I imagine she'll even allow them to riot tonight with little to zero repercussions. And make sure you're subscribed to this channel to see that follow-up footage, as basically every liberal city is seeing this, with Chicago witnessing similar arrests with similar protests.
Why are you wearing a mask? Why are you wearing a mask?
As their city aldermen show support for the protests.
What we saw here today, masked individuals. These are people are no law enforcement. These are masked individuals. These are Proud Boys. Don't show their faces. They're kidnapping people. And here in Chicago, we are saying no to the fascist dictator who's kidnapping people.
He just compared federal agents to the Proud Boys, but honestly that wasn't even the worst analogy, as over in Boston, they were arresting some pretty terrible individuals.
ICE then arrested this Salvadoran illegal alien, who was previously convicted of child. He was deported in 2017 after he went to prison and illegally re-entered the U.S. He was found living right next to this children's playground.
But what did Boston's Mayor Wu say?
I don't know of any police department that routinely wears masks. We know that there are other groups that routinely wear masks. NSC 131 routinely wears masks.
Mayor, just to clarify, are you comparing ICE, you said, to NSC 131, the neo-Nazi group? Are you comparing them to a neo-Nazi group?
What I said is that Boston Police and no police department that I know of at the local level routinely wears masks.
I love the Boston Celtics, but she's probably one of the most evil individuals out there, as she's the mayor that segregated her Christmas party, but when it was accidentally leaked out, she didn't apologize for excluding the whites, she apologized for accidentally sending out that email, then still holding that party. The disgusting part being, is she has white kids, so she doesn't mind perpetuating a world that would discriminate against her own family, all because it makes her a better Democrat. But now I'm getting sidetracked. The point being, we just saw Los Angeles, Chicago, Minneapolis, and Boston all put preference in protecting certain individuals over American citizens. But why exactly do all these Democrats do this?
Why are you shipping these immigrants up north? We need them to pick the crops down here.
What immigrants do for this country, or the fact that we are a country of immigrants.
Right.
The fact is, ain't none of y'all trying to go and farm right now. We done picking cotton. We are. You can't pay us enough.
If we don't have avenues for people to come here legally to work or to build a home here, I'm going to be really crude right now. We're not going to have anybody around to wipe our asses because we don't have enough people.
When these people tell you who they are, believe them. From picking crops to picking cotton and now wiping bottoms, they literally see them as nothing more than a shiny new lower class to exploit. And that will never make the front page of Reddit or even the mainstream news media, just like how CNN reports the Maryland man mistakenly deported has now been returned to the US, conveniently bearing the fact that he's back to face charges for trafficking kids. It's literally like wartime propaganda, but it's not America fighting some other country, it's everybody that's America first versus the establishment that puts Americans last. Don't doom scroll on social media all day when you have my concise, lighthearted commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality, so subscribe to Decoy Voice.